sun is right in my face, but that's the universe giving me a spotlight. You hear what I'm saying? Spotlight. In this video, I want to cover something I mentioned in the last video, and that was basically, being outside of yourself and not knowing you're outside of yourself. I want to put a little clarity into this. So when I mentioned that your heart is the projector of this reality, right? Because anagram for heart is earth, and this entire earth is basically a projection of what you're projecting from that heart space. But your heart space is home. So home is where the heart is. See, the issue here is when you're basically living in your intellectual space and not in your heart space, or at least harmonizing these things. Even your root chakra, because people would discard the root chakra. It's a balanced root chakra. See, this is why Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about a heart-brain coherence. But it's heart-brain coherence with a balanced root chakra as well. All these things play a major role in the development of the individual and how you project your life here from your heart space. So what's happening is that I also mentioned the whole technology thing. The more you get into technology, the further and further you are from your heart space. You see, back then we used to meet people, all right, without the means of the internet, without the means of computers. You know what I'm saying? We were just under it happening naturally. Like whoever was meant to be in our life was meant to be in our life. Now, it's done a lot more broadly, right? So we have the internet, so we can meet people even in other countries. That is a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? But if you really look at it, overall, these means of technology that we're observing, us meeting people outside of ourselves in other countries, is a manifestation of our actual brain. So your brain is the supercomputer. Your brain is that latest technology and emits certain waves or frequencies for you to attract certain things in your life. And depending on, the frequency or vibratory state of the heart, that's basically what you're observing in your reality. But the mind is all, but the mind is not in your head. Your mind is your entire body. So basically what we're observing here is a manifestation of our brain in physicality. It's kind of like you would actually say, there's life force energy in the air, but then we got Wi-Fi, all these things that we've actually designed out of it's a manifestation of what is originally occurring to begin with. So whatever we're observing in reality as showing as the latest technology, there's nothing new under the sun. It's just an evolved form of something you didn't know existed, which is the latest technology. And there's even technology beyond what you've seen in your life to begin with up until now. You get what I'm saying? So even that, you're still looking at it as like, you're looking at it from a limited mind state. You feel like you don't have the capabilities to do any of these things outside of yourself. So we have the ability, for example, at one point to build pyramids, yet with today's technology we cannot, which means that they haven't manifested, and the they is you, by the way, they haven't manifested a means of technology that can replicate what you originally did with your technology, which is your body, building these pyramids. They'll actually tell you that it was sleds and slaves and ramps and all that bullshit. And they'll even give you conspiracy theories that aliens helped them to further discredit the abilities that you have. So basically here, what you would have to do, okay, is discover the technology that you are. Discover that. I mean, you could travel to different dimensions. You could travel to different worlds, different realities. Yet we're astounded by the fact that we can talk through the means of the internet to somebody in another country. I mean, that should be child's play if you really knew how to use the technology that we are actually made of. The way the mind works. Through frequencies. Through focus. And self-awareness. So I wanted to make this video short because basically for you to experience yourself, all right, that means you would have to be outside of yourself, but not in the way you think. Like the outside of yourself, you're already outside of yourself. If you ain't in your heart space and you're up in your intellectual mind, or you're living through others, or you're trying to, figure out how to get fulfillment through things outside of you, you're already outside of yourself. So being in your heart space, you'll notice that you're the only fulfillment. Because even looking for girls outside of you to fulfill you, women weren't designed for you to be fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? Money wasn't designed for you to be fulfilled. You should find the fulfillment in you, and that's it. And then you're home. You're in your heart space. And when you are outside of yourself to experience yourself outside of yourself, I mean, this is coming from having, out of body experiences, like I just mentioned. Being able to use the technology, all right, to be able to travel worlds, travel reality, bend the reality. It's funny how you take drugs to bend the reality here, right? And it's doing it because it's melting what the limited mind can only perceive to be possible. So you make these laws of the universe around it. But if you're outside reality, you could change reality. You could bend reality. You could do all these crazy things. That's truly discovering the highest potentials, not highest, but I mean highest in the tier of what you can actually do. But everybody's very tired, Everybody's tired. Their focus is low. Their awareness is low. It's sort of like mildly sedated. But you look at it and it's like, it's weird because you would look at these films, zombie apocalypse and whatnot, and you observe zombies, how they're mindlessly eating, how they, they're just, I don't know, they're just like monsters just walking around aimlessly, just eating and consuming things. And then you look at humans, and humans are no further than that, Humans aren't present with what they're consuming as far as food, what they're consuming as far as information. So it's like we're already in the zombie apocalypse. So at this point in time, this is the best time to be alive, to realize all these things. But the main goal and the way that I would suggest you get out of this is not be in victim mode. Reflect. The point of these meditations is not to be, I'm going to be more spiritual because I meditated. Use it as an exercise, a tool. You know what I'm saying? Like, you sharpen yourself when you're in MMA. You know what I'm saying? You practice, you spar, and you get better. Your body gets stronger, more disciplined, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. That's what jiu-jitsu could do for you, boxing, MMA. But then when you look at, breathing exercises, meditative practices, yoga, those are all just as much exercises as the other stuff. So that's all I got for this video. Like if you like it, we'll talk soon.